I'm a musician and I do not like to practice. Hey guys, welcome back. So the first question that I've received since starting this daily vlog is how many times per week do I practice and for how many hours? So let's talk about that. I have to be honest, I am not very good at all with the traditional form of practicing, sitting down in a chair, practicing scales and long tones and blah, blah, blah. Actually, I find that type of practice quite boring, and as a result, I found myself avoiding practice altogether. And I'm sure you're thinking, you have to practice to perform, so how do you do it? And of course, scales, long tones, and such are very important. So I had to figure out something where I could practice without being bored out of my mind. Tip number 1, make practice fun and enjoyable. So basically, I had to change the way that I viewed practice and start varying things up. As a form of practice, I added things like going to live shows, listening to songs that I would like to play, especially musicians that I want to sound like, musicians that, that I really like the tone of, other saxophonists, things like that. So I consider that a form of practice. I guess you can call it mental practice, because then when I practice mentally first, then when I pick up my saxophone physically, then I'm super excited about practicing, whatever song I've been listening to, and that song that I've had on repeat. So it makes it a lot more enjoyable for me. And I can even improvise and practice the scale of whatever key the song is in. So I just ease those scales right on in there, and then I can, practice them up and down and, in the different ranges and improvise with it. So that's pretty cool. And it makes it much, much, much more enjoyable. So now, tip number 2 is to sit down and just do it. With many things, including music, action oftentimes comes before Oh my, I'm getting tongue-tied. Action oftentimes comes before motivation. That's what I want to say. That's what I want to say. So make yourself go to your music room or wherever you practice and just get started. You guys, even when I don't feel like practicing, if I just go and put my instrument together, as soon as I start playing, then I'm much more motivated and I'm like, oh, all right. And I start playing a tune and then I start having fun. And before you know it, I've practiced for an hour or two and the time has just flown by. So just get started. Yes, so those are my 2 tips for today. Make practice enjoyable and sit down or stand up, whichever you prefer, and just get started. And to answer the question about how often do I practice, honestly, right now, not enough. Currently, I practice maybe twice a week, about 1 to 2 hours when I practice. And that's definitely not where I want to be. So I am definitely working on it because my goal is to practice daily. I would like to practice every day for at least that amount of time, maybe a couple hours each day. But we're all working on something, right? Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And in the comments, tell us, how do you get yourself to practice more often and for longer periods of time? Let's share this information with each other and help each other out, okay? But again, I'm working on it. We can all work on it together. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.